Want to apologize in advance if it gets a lot loud out of the fire riser room. They're flushing the system and doing some of the repairs from the 5-year the sprinkler and check. So I apologize in advance if you hear some strange noises coming out of there. So we're going to get started with administration. The first one we're going to update is our CapEx projects that we've been talking about for quite some time. The update is I still don't have an update, other than we should be getting started, from what I'm told, with the lobby pipe repair project here sometime in the next 4 weeks. A couple of things that came to my attention. The bathrooms aren't going to be out of service, so no, we're not getting porta potties. We would have had they have been, but no. The lobby access, if you will, is going to be shut off from essentially the Blossom Lounge forward. We're going to have access to the restrooms, to the Vine dining room, the theater, the auditorium. Now, obviously, the auditorium is going to be repurposed for the lobby and maybe some office area while we're going through the repairs. So activities and events, we're going to schedule the repairs, missing the big events in the beginning of May. And then obviously any activities or events that would be housed in the auditorium, but we're unable to use the auditorium because we're using it as the lobby, will be repurposed throughout the community in appropriate spaces for them. And obviously notification will go out. Nestor and I will have a planning meeting with all the powers that be with it prior so that we can relay the information to Zena or to Culinary or to whoever would be utilizing this room so that we can get the proper updates out to everybody. But the update is I do not have a start date on it, so we're proceeding as business as usual with things happening inside this auditorium. I'm going to skip one thing and I'm going to talk about our little happy anniversary party that we're going to be having, and then I will do the introductions of our new health services director. It's been a year, just about, since we became an Oakmont managed property. So in honor of that, we're going to have a barbecue on May 1st for team members and residents. The culinary team and the leadership team, we're all gonna do a fun barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs with all the fixings. I look forward to seeing everybody there and all of our team members there just to mark the occasion. So it's gonna be on May 1st in the town center patio. Very similar setup to how we do our Christmas party that we did this past December, and it'll be from 10:30 to 1:30 to make sure all the team members get an opportunity to come by. So I invite everybody there. Because we're going to be doing a big barbecue, CC's will be closed for lunch that day. Notifications will go out to everybody, so please don't worry about writing everything down right now. But it'll be a fun event. We're excited. From May 1st to May 6th is going to be a busy time around here. There's a lot of things planned, so get rest up now. It is with great excitement that I get to introduce to everybody our new health services director, Vahida Tanovic, and so I'm going to invite her up. We're going to do just a quick little intro right now because we do have Vahida and Cindy, our wellness nurse. Welcome to the community party reception this afternoon at 3 in the auditorium. But I'm going to give Vahida the mic so she can introduce herself to everybody.
Hello all, I'm excited to be here. My name is Vahida. As Molly said, I'm the new health services director. I think today officially marks 1 week that I've been employed here. Very excited to meet you all today at 3 p.m. for our meet and greet. So we'll get to know each other a little better. I'm very excited to be here, very excited to get to know you all as I orient myself with all the residents and the community. Feel free to come by, reach out to me at any time.
So we are currently, Vahida is in with Rebecca over in our assisted living area in that larger office for any of you who have had the opportunity to visit over there. But we are going to be moving some offices around and doing things that make more sense from a, kind of steps in the community perspective. Nicole is getting a neighbor down at CC's. Vahita's permanent office is going to be down at CC's with Cindy and Rebecca anchoring the leadership team over in assisted living. But again, I'm going to have Nestor's team busy moving things around. So once everything is settled, we'll definitely, we'll have a office party we'll do some sort of like fun scavenger hunt to see if you can come find us all and we'll win a prize. So that is what's going on, but we are thrilled to have her as part of our team. Which she was the last piece of we are completely full with all of our leadership and director positions, so yay. I'm very excited about that. And we've had wonderful additions with Joe and then Vanessa in her new position, promoting Zena and welcoming Vahita and Cindy. So Cindy is on the floor right now. She is going to be at the reception this afternoon. Sometimes resident care jumps in the way of everything else. So, but Cindy will be here at 3 o'clock today. And please, I encourage everybody in this room to come and then to bring a neighbor. And I know Brian and Nicole are going to have some great snacks and things out for us, and it'll give everybody an opportunity to meet our two nurses. Well, with that being said, is there any questions for me about these topics or anything that I did talk about before I hand it over to Ms. Zena? All right. She's noticed.
I'm very nervous. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to my first FYI meeting in a long time. I just want to let you know the month of April has passed us. We're almost out of it, and thank you for everybody that has come to the many activities that we had on the calendar. I've heard a lot of advice from all of the residents here that have talked to me about different programming that they wanted to see as far as different games or activities. So those you'll see up on the new calendar coming up in May. So if you mentioned an activity that you wanted to see, make sure you're there because I have your name written down. And I'll knock on your door. So for the month coming up, we're going to have some outings starting the month. We're going to have our Cinco de Mayo event, brunch. You'll have mariachis playing. It's going to be fully decorated. You can come dressed and attire if you want. But it's going to have great food. The chef's working on an amazing menu for you guys, and there'll just be music playing all day long during your brunch. Okay.
And margaritas.
Of course.
Yes.
I ordered everything for it today.
Yes. So please come out, bring your neighbor. If you don't see your neighbor walking out to the event, knock on their door. Come on down. We're going to eat. So we have that, and then so we have some outings set up for the month of May.
What day is one?
Cinco de Mayo is Sunday, May 5th. It's on a Sunday.
Where is it held? Inside or outside?
It's going to be held mostly outside. We're going to try to decorate all outside. We'll have seating out there. There'll be limited seating in the dining room, but mostly all the fun and excitement will be outdoors, weather permitted. Yeah, so if there's a tornado, we won't be out there. But if there's sun, we will be. We live in the desert. So we have some outings that were scheduled. We're going to be doing a lunch out about 45 minutes from here. So all the outings that we're planning outside of the community, be sure to get up on the sign-up sheets. Those will be up at the front desk by the end of the month, this month. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'm actually getting ready to close my activity ideas on the calendar by tomorrow. So if you have anything, just please rush to my office and let me know if there's an idea that you have. Okay? Other than that, we're here to have fun. The summer's coming, and we're going to be doing a lot of activities. So please bring a friend to activities. Okay? Any questions that you have for me for activities?
I have no question. I have a certain issue. On Monday, we have Mahjong at 1. something at 2, then there is blackjack,
We can't hear.
then there is blackjack. I want to play blackjack, but I also can play mahjong. And you know, we need 4 for mahjong. If one of us decided no, then we were in the other 3.
Okay, so her,
Is there a way of you or anybody who decides to try to look what exactly playing in mahjong is taking from 1 to 3 in the afternoon?
okay, so her question is, on Monday's activity schedule, just for this particular day, there's a big group of mahjong players that play from, there's 4 players, they play from, a certain time to a certain time, and it interferes with other activities. So, we have so many people here, more than 4 people, residents that live here. So we do our best to try to accommodate everybody's wants and needs for activities. We can try to work something out and maybe move it another day, or we'll just work something out, because I do want you guys to all be able to come to every activity there is. I know it's not possible to attend every activity, but we will do our best. I will do my best to try to rearrange or fix that so that you guys can all have the opportunity. And if we can't do it this month, maybe next month we can try something different, just to ensure that everybody has that opportunity. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes.
What's the status of the yoga class?
Okay, so the yoga class, just so you know, the yoga instructor, there was a miscommunication with her start date. So she did apologize for that. She's looking forward to May. I asked her if we can start this again next Monday, but she's scheduled for jury duty, and you know how that goes, jury duty before fun. So there's a chance she might not make it to a yoga next week, and if not, we're going to definitely have her on board in May, on Mondays, 1 o'clock May, beginning in May. Yeah, so. Yes, sir.
Is it just Mondays?
As of right now, yes, she's just scheduled for Mondays due to her schedule. Yeah.
Yes, the bocce ball. We used to have a really active group of the bocce ball, then it kind of faded out because of doctor appointments and health issues. And I know we have a lot of new people here, and I understand from yesterday that we may be doing it inside with softer balls, lighter weight balls. So if there are people here who've never played bocce ball or who think they need to or want to, we have to have a sign-up sheet some way. We used to meet Mondays and Fridays at 1:30. Is there any way that we can emphasize or have a sign-up sheet?
Yes, I can put a sign-up sheet. Well, no, actually, I think for those big hit items that we do here, the way we used to do it, where in the past we had sign-up sheets for those things, so we might just go back to that way, have a sign-up sheet at the front desk. It was brought to my attention that bocce ball has been played in the past up in the west second lobby with the light balls that are up there. So I put it on the calendar for that time to see if we can work it out. If anybody has another idea, only because they did at one time try to do it in the auditorium, but it's going to be busy here. So we try to find another indoor space that has a long enough hallway or, ballway, I guess I should say, to work. So we'll try it. If it doesn't work, then once the auditorium is changed up and, the whole construction is done, then we will look for another alternative to do it. Any other questions? No? All right. Feel free to, my door's open all the time. I might not be in there, but I'm going to have like a suggestion box put on the outside of my door or near my door. So if you have any ideas and you can't find me, throw it in there and I will get back to you immediately on how we can work out your ideas.
What is your office again?
It's up in the Blossom Lounge, the Dickinson Lounge, the library, the soft book library area. Vanessa's office, basically. That's where I'm at. Okay? Yes?
Could we just make sure after the bocce that someone comes back to put the room back in order? Because that's what happened last time, and it stayed a mess. And, I can physically move the tables, but they're heavy. and they're all askew
Okay.
because they needed the runway to play bocce.
Okay, I'll be in charge of that, so I'll be making that arrangement with the activity staff to make sure that it's all put back in order.
Thank you.
And it's just a trial basis, we're gonna see how it does. If it doesn't work, then we'll find somewhere else, but we'll be sure to make sure the room is always, as it started, yes.
Where did you say the bocce ball was gonna be?
It's the second, on the west side of the building, second
It's the
floor,
library.
the library area, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, Gwen?
Actually, what we started off at the billiard room upstairs, and that was not good, and the tables were so hard to move that we didn't move them back again, but now the west wing has nothing to move. We bring chairs out, really.
Okay.
And so it works much better than the billiard room is.
Perfect, okay, great, yeah, thank you. All right, everybody, if you have any questions after this, you know where to find me, on the floor.
I am gonna pass the mic over to Miss Nicole from Culinary.
All right, good morning, everyone. So I want to start off by just saying thank you. Thank you so much for all of our attendees that joined us for our Seder lunch, or dinner last night, Seder lunch dinner last night. You tell I'm still exhausted from it. But a big, Passover is very special to a lot of our residents, and it just speaks a volume behind the integrity of not only activities, but culinary, wanting to represent and celebrate all of our holidays throughout the entire year, regardless if you practice or not with certain holidays. But last night was an amazing experience. So thank you, Team Activities and the culinary team for that. So many, many more to come.
I want to say thank you.
All right, so a couple things on the agenda. We do have two new staff members, Miss Madeline, who will be on the floor today, and we have Andrew, who's joined us, two new servers in the Vine. We're really excited to welcome them to the family. We also are going to have a big thank you. Chef and I wanted to take a moment out to say thank you to our food committee team members that we have here. There's a couple of you in this room, but it really helps Chef and I not only produce really great volume for what the residents expect, but the amount of communication really means a lot and is very valued. So thank you so much for all of the residents who are on that board committee. We know you're taking time out of your life, but it really does mean a lot to us, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Also, how's the new menu? Obviously, we rolled out a new menu last week, and there are going to be one small change on the menu. It does have to do with the Kobe beef hot dog. The hot dog is not getting off the menu, but we will be looking at a different supplier. We have had a little bit of feedback on the quality of the hot dog, so that one will be changing soon. One other thing is the Mother's Day plated brunch reservation will be required for signups. Very important. Signups are not because we want to be responsible for how many attendees are coming. It's important for us to have the amount of quantity of residents who are coming so that we can order appropriately, prepare appropriately, staff appropriately, and it all kind of lines up with the success of the event. So come May 1st, the reservations will be at the concierge front desk. If you have any questions or concerns, always know Chef and I are here to help you with that. If you're a resident, any special holidays, it is $15. If you're a non-resident, it is $25. Certain holidays, we do not charge more than $7.50, so you will be notified in advance what those charges may look like. And that comes with the elevation of the food that's being offered, which I know you really enjoy that as well. Being able to be creative with that, which is really exciting. Also, the last thing is, with the Vine, we do close at 7 p.m. Okay? So the Vine does have a last seating of 6:30. Our goal with that is to make sure that at 6:30, the kitchen is producing the last meals that are being requested off the menu. You get a really great service, which is plenty of time in 30 minutes. And at 7 o'clock, our team members are preparing for the next day. So we will start, cleaning up the dining room. What the team members are voicing is that they don't want to interrupt you or seem rude when they're doing silverware and polishing around you. So they just asked for us to highlight this one more time with each and every one of you. The last seating will be at 6:30, and we do close at 7, so we can prepare for the next day. Okay? Any questions that you have for Team Culinary? Yes, sir.
Do I understand you just said that we're gonna be charged a double charge for certain meals?
Yes, for holiday events.
And what holidays are they?
So Chef and I are looking at that actually right now. Depending on if it's a Christmas dinner or a candlelight dinner and we have the best steak cuts that are coming out to you, or it's a coursed out dinner where we're extending different items, that is when the cost gets higher for the kitchen, and we want to make sure that we have an even budget with that. So you will be notified in advance. The biggest question, I should say, that I have been getting is just for the non-residents. Because the non-residents do not get charged $7.50 when they're in dinner at the Vine. For regular dinner, it is still $15 for non-residents to eat at the Vine.
How do they pay?
I will answer that right now. Yes, sir.
What will non-residents be charged for the special dinner?
$25. Yep. So thank you for that question. For her question is, how does a non-resident pay? You will have two options, which is really great. The first option is anybody that you would love to invite, friends, family, other neighbors outside of the community that you want to invite to join dinner, you can absolutely have us just charge your folio in the community. Just like how we charge you the $7.50, we can add the $15 charge through our POS system, and you don't have to hassle with anything else after that. If you would prefer to pay that separately or have your guests pay separately, at the front desk, concierge, you can purchase a voucher that you pay with them. We will never accept cash or card or checks in the Vine. You would pay them, you get a little voucher card, and then you would give it to your server in the Vine restaurant. Similar to how some residents have friends and family come to the CC's, it's the same process. Yes?
Are caregivers considered guests?
Yes, they are.
And there's so that's $15 every time you have your caregiver eat with you.
Correct. So her question was about caregivers, if they're charged and what they are charged. For a caregiver, that is still considered a non-resident, and that would be a $15 charge.
I need to clear up a question. At the last time, I think Molly said at the Sunday brunch, nothing can be taken home if you're eating there. And now I'm back confused about the dessert thing again. Desserts, is that the same for desserts as it is during the week, or can you take anything home on Sunday?
So it's very clear on the dessert subject because we have a lot of residents who do not enjoy having the sweets at the same time that they're enjoying their either brunch or dinner meal. We do allow you to take your dessert home. We will box it up for you. However, that's 7 days a week. They could take dessert home. What we don't want to encourage is for residents to either order a bunch and try to box it to take home and then it goes bad. So what we do is if you want your dessert boxed 7 days a week, We will box it for you. We will hand it to you, and you can take it home and enjoy it 8 o'clock at night or whatever you'd like, maybe the next day with some coffee if it's good carrot cake. But does that help a little bit?
Well, it was the Sunday thing that I thought, she said, you can't take anything home on Sunday because it's possible to sit on Sunday, eat your dessert, and then get another 1 or 2 to take home. And I didn't know whether Sunday's different or not.
So
Yeah. So we're trying,
Not to be police.
yeah, in an effort to not make a to-go box situation significantly more complicated than I think maybe we have. Like Nicole said, if you would like to take your dessert home, we're happy to box it up for you 7 days a week. If you would like to try to put a lot of brain power into skirting the rules on that, and then being cute and going and jamming a bunch of extra desserts, or you have a leftover omelet that you're thinking would taste fantastic with the banana cream pie, I would hope that you wouldn't do that, because it would be a shame for Nicole and Brian and the service staff to come to me and saying, everyone's abusing the desserts, so now we're not doing desserts to go. But yeah, I am happy to. Where we were talking about with buffets and Sunday specifically is main meals are not to go if you have dined in the dining room, unless you're like, you know what, I want to purchase an additional meal and take that for later.
I got
So, but yeah, I don't want to die on the dessert hill. So we're fine with us boxing up dessert 7 days a week, brunch or not.
Good, thank you.
No.
Is there any chance of getting the grab-and-go sandwiches for the Sunday night?
So the question was, is there any chance of us bringing back the grab-and-go option for Sunday? We do have the Blossom Lounge that's open Sunday. No, it's not open Sunday?
It's open, but not very adequate.
Okay. We can look at it. The reason why we took away the grab and go on Sunday afternoon, it was like 2 people were participating in it. So Nicole and Brian and I can kind of think maybe we can add a sandwich option to the Blossom, so that is there. I'm going to go over here because I know we both have his hand up.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. One, going back to the guest purchase.
Correct.
Dinners. Okay, you pay at the front desk. How do you pay? Cash or credit card?
We don't take credit card. Cash or check. We'll take a check if you have checks to write.
Okay.
Cash, they do have an adequate supply of change to be able to do that. Or you can tell them and they can charge it to your account, or you can charge with the culinary team.
Second question. With respect to takeout from the dining room, if you have a dinner that you don't finish, in the past you were able to box it and take it home. Now you have to leave.
So in the past, you weren't allowed to do that.
Well, no, I'm just.
Somehow it got back to where that was happening, and we're going back to where we're not allowing to-go boxes out of the dining room except for desserts. The main reason behind it is people were abusing it and ordering extra and taking it home. Well, I understand not everybody was abusing it. It has been abused, which is why we have gone back to, okay, we can't. What happened is the servers were trying to be kind, and people took advantage of that. And from a food cost perspective and just following the rules perspective, so that's where we've all kind of met in the middle, and we'll do the desserts, because I can understand people's perspective of not wanting to immediately eat dessert. I think we're back here. I'll get to you. We've had some hands over here that have been up. Yes, Joanne?
On Sunday brunches, except for salads and desserts, it's turned into a breakfast. And I'd like to know if you would bring back vegetables and meat like we used to have for those of us that would like one.
Okay, I can talk to Brian about introducing some breakfast, some lunchy kind of things. There was some hands over here. Jeannie?
If you want ice cream on your pie to go home, is there an extra charge? Because it was mentioned, I didn't know how much to charge.
No, so if you, If you're having apple pie and you want a scoop of vanilla ice cream and you're taking it to go, we're happy to do that. If you would like a slice of apple pie and a full 16-ounce cup of styrofoam ice cream to go, a little excessive, so there would be an additional charge for that. Because my assumption is you wouldn't sit in the dining room and eat your pie and a 16-ounce cup of ice cream. If you would, I enjoy you. You're probably a fun person. But we have to keep it in line. If it's appropriate for things like pie and ice cream and things like that, we're not trying to be punitive or ridiculous about what we're doing. We want to work with the residents, but at the same time, the food costs can't get abused, because then everyone's going to suffer with that. So we're trying to be fair. But if it's things where it's like apple pie, a scoop of ice cream, we're happy to do that as your to-go dessert. But if you eat your apple pie and then say, I want a full cup of vanilla ice cream to go for later, there's happy to fill the cup. We're also happy to charge you for that. Cheryl, and then I'll be over to you, Ruthie. I did not forget.
Couple of questions.
Sure.
Someone in the audience, maybe last month, said that there was a California law that prevented us taking entrees home.
No, there's no. That would have been no. There's no California law. What might have, and I don't remember exactly the statement or the that you're referring to. What it could be is part of our reasoning for limiting to-go boxes is from the standpoint of we have come across many to-go boxes that get put in lockers that don't get taken out and refrigerated properly. There's no law against it, because then that law would extend to restaurants as well, and you're free to take out whatever you want from restaurants in a to-go perspective. But there's no law. It's not a law. Ruthie, I'll be right back.
Hopefully my daughter will come
Yes.
for Mother's Day. And so I just sit there and say, what is tonight?
Yeah, so typically, so the question was, if I have a guest in the dining room and I want, or in CC's, this would extend to CC's as well, and you want to be able to charge you're hosting them and you want it charged to your account, just let the wait staff or the server know that you'll be charging your guest meal to your account. Most folks are doing that, so the service staff is very well acquainted with how that process works. Cheryl and then Bob.
Now that doesn't come out of our dining dollars.
No. Anything you're charging to your account goes to what's commonly called an incline account. Your resident meals come off of a decline account, in that you get the $225 at the beginning of the month, and then as you use it, it trickles down to wherever, whether it be in the middle of the month because you were extra hungry that month, or at the end of the month because you only use it once a day. But anything you're charging, guest meals, anything outside of charges for you, additional desserts, things like that, they're going to go to your incline account, not your decline account. And you can always ask for a receipt in the dining room, or you can ask Frances if you're midway through the month and you kind of want to know where you're at with charges, and she can print that out for you.
I apologize for the obvious, but if you have a guest that wants to pay their way, and it's really hard to go to pay cash at the thing and get a voucher, remember they can pay you.
Yeah.
If you would like to have your guests pay you, I am not going to get involved in that business transaction. The biggest thing is the servers are not, it puts the servers in an awkward position for cash, yeah. Heidi.
I don't think I need a mic. My question is to what I take home.
You need the mic.
You need the mic for everybody else.
Okay, my question relates to what I can take home and not home. There was a comment not too long ago about steak and meat, that we cannot use half portions on that. Okay, so just for myself, I have a medical condition. I can only eat so much at one time. So when I have a regular meal, okay, and you have a steak, so there's a steak that, a part of that say I only need to have one. I can't order a half, so why can I not take that one little half portion home and eat it at a later date?
Because at some point I have to have uniformity with some kind of rules. I can't have a grocery list of Or I could, well, we can talk to Brian about doing smaller portions, which I don't
No.
think we're trying to accomplish right now.
No, we were just told that you can do smaller portions, you can order smaller portions, and correct me if I'm wrong.
But you can order smaller
With
portions,
the
yes.
exception of meat.
Yes, and that's because the salmon and the steak and
Exactly.
boned-in chicken
Right.
is already portioned out with specialty cuts from our talented culinary team. And there's no way to tell that there's gonna be multiple residents that are gonna order half of a portion of a steak. So regardless if we only give you half or not, we're still gonna have to dispose. So we offer all of that cutting to our residents, and then they can decide how much they want to enjoy.
That's what I'm talking about. So why would you want me to throw the other half away instead of letting me take it home?
Well, I don't want anybody to throw things away, but I also, at some point, I can't have an exception for, well, for the steak this, but for the green beans, there's one uniform.
But if I give you my doctor's order, you won't permit me to do that?
Well, if you would like to have that conversation with me with doctor's orders and stuff like that, I'm happy to have that whenever you would like, probably not in a meeting form.
Well, I'm not charged for double the carbs, right?
No. And you can order anything, yeah.
So when you walk into the dining room, you pay a flat $7.50 charge, whether you're eating 2 portions, a half a portion, 1.5 portions, you're just having soup and salad and dessert, it's a flat $7.50 charge. That is why at CC's, when you're paying a la carte with things, it's a little bit of a different situation. So it's a flat charge in the dining room, whether you eat half, whole, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be in the dining room, it's a flat charge. You're not charged by item that you consume. Yes.
Did you say the decline account was $225 a month or $250?
$225. So the question was your decline account. At the beginning of the month or included in your residency agreement is $225 that can be utilized in the Vine or in Cece's or in the Blossom. I always forget about that one. All right, well I'm gonna keep the mic for health services just because our Vahita's only been with us a week, so I didn't think that was fair to throw on her right now. Just a couple of little updates. Your pendants, I am not gonna ask for a show of hands, but they only work if you wear them. And when I mean that, I don't mean that they have to be touching your body to work, but I mean if they're in a drawer and you're in the bathroom or you're in the living room and need them, it's gonna make it very difficult to use them. Nestor and his team. The reason we brought this up is it came to light this week when we were doing our weekly kind of battery check to see what pendants have low battery. Some of you maybe got a visit from Nestor or somebody from the maintenance team, and we had a couple people who told us, oh, I don't know where it is, you'll have to come back. Okay, that's concerning to me from the perspective of I cannot help you in a situation. By I mean the royal I up here. We cannot respond to things if you can't even push the button to tell us you need something. So I strongly encourage everybody to wear the pendants. I've seen people do all sorts of fancy little necklaces, dental floss so you can't see them. There is a wrist. Is there a belt?
There's a belt, yes.
We have a wrist option and a belt option. You have a bra option. So there are many different ways to wear your pendant. I strongly, strongly encourage everybody to know where it's at minimum know where it's at. But I really would like everybody to wear it for their self. It's for your safety on that. Yes.
It can be worn in the pool, it can be worn in the shower.
They are they're water resistant. I wouldn't go like scuba diving with them, but they can't get wet, yes. Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to make a statement about something that happened last Wednesday after bingo. we had a little incident in here, and one lady needed wellness care immediately. I pushed that button back there on the wall. We got several people in here taking care of the situation. Calmed it down. We all lived through it. And I am just so tickled that the committee, I think, is the one that had these put up in the meeting rooms. So if you're in a situation, everybody starts pressing their own buttons. Try to remember that the fastest service that you will get is if you push the button on the wall. They're in, I don't know how many meeting rooms.
They're in the dining rooms, they're in most of the major meeting rooms. You know, Dickinson Lounge has one, CC's, billiard. So in the gym area, so they're in the major rooms. And that they are not there to mean that is a free zone to not wear your button. But they're there on the off chance. But you are correct. When everybody starts pressing, they don't appear faster. It just gets the system going faster. So yeah, if you're in a place in a group setting, you can press that one on the wall. And I'm glad that they all showed up and they called me and I knew about it too. So yeah.
Yes, we got to meet Cindy before everyone
There you
else.
go. Nobody can tell me that. So well, that is a perfect example of this is how this is supposed to work. It does work. Yes, Jim.
But they're still not by the big pool for the hot tub.
Yeah.
There's no button for the phone.
Okay, we can look, that's gonna be an attaching situation to see, I would remind everybody that until we figure out a situation for that, your pendant does work in the pool. So you can wear it, it's not gonna not work. Yeah. All right, speaking of the out of town list, I wanna remind everybody that if you plan to be away from the community, please make sure you let the out-of-town list, the front desk know they enter in your information on the out-of-town list. The other important key to that is when you get back, let us know you're back. Yes?
I've had several occasions.
We have had some issues where the wellness team is just a little bit too eager to find you and they want to find you when you're on vacation. So Ida and I have talked to the wellness team about talk to the front desk, making sure they're updating it, in real time, and then reinforcing with the AM MedTech for IL that they have to grab that list and verify that list.
Well, I've always marked on there to tell wellness that I'm out, and so many times they come looking for me because I didn't push my button that morning.
Right, and we're continuing to reinforce to them that following the out-of-town list and making sure, I'm sorry that they're bothering you when you're not here, but I'm glad that they're doing the checks. So it's a little bit of a sweet and a salty on that one, but we are continuing to reinforce with them that they need to make sure they're grabbing that out-of-town list and verifying the people that we don't need to worry about at that moment. I think I saw another hand, but I could be seeing things. Yes?
Does your necklace tell where we are?
Yeah, the necklace, the wall, the ones in your bathrooms, they all work on the same kind of system.
And it tells where we are, if we're out in the drawer or we're in the garden, it's going to tell them?
It's going to give a generalized location. It's not GPS exact. It's a general. The only place they don't work is once you leave the gates. They do not. If you're at Ralph's on Washington, we're not going to know. Updating of 602s as we come on our year anniversary, and we all went through the great updating of 602s process. Some of you are going to be contacted by Rebecca, our resident care coordinator, to update you that you need to get your 602 updated, any kind of annualized assessments or anything like that. So that's just something that's coming, and you'll be contacted on an individual basis for that. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Nestor for our final department, and then we'll go with questions after that.
Very connected.
Better not get tangled up over here. Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, How's everybody doing today? Yeah, first on my list, I got fire sprinkler repairs. So you guys know, the last, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, we had Johnson Controls here doing a fire, or 5-year annual, 5-year inspection for the fire sprinkler system. So they had to go into every unit, check the sprinkler heads and everything. So they had a big list of things that need to be taken care of. So this week they're here now. They're working and bringing the sprinkler system right now. So during from today to like May 1st, they'll be with the maintenance guy. They'll be going into apartments, common areas, meeting rooms, just throughout the community, making those repairs that need to be done for us to be compliant and our system to work as it's designed. So if you're not home and they need to go in, there's gonna be a maintenance guy who will even know that you know that we entered your unit to make those repairs necessary. So you don't have to be there. If you're there, that's great. So you'll see, we'll make sure we don't make any messes. We'll clean up after ourselves. So but we'll even know if we go in and you're not home. Another thing on my list is work orders. There's 2 ways to put a work order. You could either call it into the front desk or you could email it to the front desk. Response time, it's between, if it's not an emergency, it's 24 to 48 hours. That's our goal. There is times where it does take a little longer. We try to get to you at least to tell you, like, if there's a part that needs to be ordered, we'll try to notify you, and then if it's gonna take, if I know how long it's gonna take, we'll let you know that at that time. But yeah, so if you don't hear back from us the 48-hour mark, we'll suggest you call back and follow up on your work order, because there's times where work orders get lost, and it's very possible that they didn't get typed correctly, or sometimes the description of the work order is not very clear, or there's missing information, so we can really track it down to a person or a unit, or so we just end up closing the work order and hoping that you will call back soon. I do get sometimes, I put a work order 3 weeks ago, no one showed up. Yeah, you should call back and check on that one, please. So yeah, so the guys are I mean, they're working good, so we have a good team, so they're normally taking care of all your needs, so I don't have a problem with you following up on your work orders. You're not putting any pressure on us or nothing, so don't feel like you're bothering us for calling back on your work order. So anytime you need something, just call the front desk or email the front desk. When you email them, they normally email me too, or forward the email to me, so that helps me also. If I don't see the work orders typed up, I'll type it out myself. Asphalt patching, I am going to be doing tomorrow, actually, me and the guys are going to be doing some patching throughout the community. There's where it needs it the most. I mean, this is just a temporary kind of like fix until we do get the real asphalt on our streets. But there is some areas that need a little bit of attention, so, well, a lot of areas, but there's some that need it more. So I'll be working with the guys tomorrow morning, trying to avoid the heat. Hopefully it's not too hot tomorrow. But yeah, you'll see us out there, me driving around my truck, probably.
If you see Nestor doing this with the truck, don't be alarmed.
Yeah, it's not, I'm just working, okay? So yeah, don't think anything else. All right. Other than that, I mean, I don't have much. I don't want to keep you guys here, but if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Are you able to tweak the aerial system? Because we have to do it by 6 o'clock. I've been up for an hour and a half, or 2 hours by then. I forget about it, because my day is starting, and that's so late in the day, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Can you do it earlier, like 5-ish?
Okay, she wants to know if I could adjust the timing of the checking for the aerial system for your daily checkings. There is a way. I mean, right now we have it set from 6 to 10 because we didn't think that a lot of people wake up at 5. But I mean, if there's no problem, so yeah, I could bring the time down to 5.
I've been busy.
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
I would like it to 5 as
5 o'clock, okay, so that's no problem, we can just adjust the system to start accepting those check-ins at
Or
5.
keep little early birds off it.
Yes, I like that, I'm an early bird too, so. Yes, that's right.
Yes, sir, I'm not sure this is your bailiwick, but the people who have cars and drive out of the western perimeter, they have to go around two very hard to see, dangerous corners. Quite often at the northwest corner, there are Serpros, there are bug killers, there are some of the commodity trucks, and it gets really, it really is a safety hazard. You can't see, they should park away from that curb.
You're talking when the vendors are parked along the sidewalks, is that what you're talking about? Is our...
They're actually on the other side of the sidewalk. It's the driving, the driving to get out. It's close to the employee parking, close to the the trash, waste bin. But they could just park 10 feet away, and it wouldn't be a hard walk for them, and we could see to drive in and out.
Okay, we could talk to the vendors and have him find a better place to park those and then plug those areas. That's, yeah, sure. I think we got, okay, well, I'll come back to you.
The rose garden in the front. The rose garden in the front is beautiful. It's fun, the white roses are finally coming in. The only problem is, and I walk there every morning, there are 10-inch weeds in there.
Yeah.
It is really bad. If they could gardeners weed that, it's just a shame because that garden is now really at its peak and it's beautiful, except for the weeds.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. So whatever dirt got brought in, I guess it came with some type of weed that, I mean, they've been doing it every week. They pull out those weeds, but they grow. Like the next day you'll see it, it's already like 2-3 inches long. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna talk to them, see if they could, there's something that could treat the dirt, like spray something that could prevent those weeds from coming back. Cause I know it's beautiful and now I see all these weeds. I was there this morning looking at them. Yeah, I'll take care of it. I'll talk to them. Over here.
The grass perimeter, around the town center, it's got several brown patches, large brown patches. Is that because the water isn't getting to them, or?
Yeah, I actually saw Juan, which is the lead gardener. He was working on that the day before yesterday, adjusting sprinklers throughout the area, because there's he noticed some areas were getting brown spots and they were not getting enough water. So yeah, as it starts getting hot, we'll start seeing them, but they catch those and they'll start adjusting as needed.
Thank you.
Okay.
My question is with the town center pool, the ducks make it impossible to use. You gotta do something.
I can close it. I try to find those ducks.
Isn't there a pest control that?
They won't touch them. I mean, all they suggest is putting the little owl, that little sparky thing that kind of supposed to scare them away.
There's no way to keep them out.
Other than.
How about keeping the deck?
Not shooting them is probably not an option for me here, but yeah, that's.
How about keeping the deck clean?
We could have the guys check it more often, but yeah,
But they don't.
Yeah.
They don't clean it. I mean, I've gone every day out after dinner to see what the pool surface looks like, and there's still the same plots of them. They need to scrub it.
Yeah,
it needs a scrubbing, not just a hose.
Yeah, okay, so I can mention that to Jose, which is, he's the one in charge of cleaning that pool, so, yeah, no problem. Yeah, the dogs, I'm sorry.
It's unusable for us, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, they're here, cleaning that pool 3 times a week, so they're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so, yeah, so, yeah. We try.
But our maintenance needs to clean.
Yeah, next year we can, yeah, I'll talk to the guys about it, that's no problem. Yes?
I was there the other day and it was so clean. I took my guests over there and we spent a couple hours there. The hot tub was hot and it was so nice just to have have it so nice and clean, so I must have missed the ducks.
I must have catched it right when the pool cleaner came,
I
yeah.
don't know, just saying.
Yeah, it depends, some days it's worse than others, yeah, I've seen it where it's dirty and I've seen it when it's clean, so yeah, it's just hit or miss, yeah.
Nestor, I have a designated parking place. However, many times when my daughter or my friends come over and I tell them to park in that parking place, someone else has already parked in the spot. We have done, my daughter has done whatever she can. She goes down and she puts a note on the car, and she has put a little sign, I guess, next to a post or something. Is there any way that there can be a sign, a regular sign from here, just a sign there that says private parking, or do not park here, or something, so that whoever, it isn't the workers' truck. The other day, there was a black Tesla in my parking space. Wow. Nice car. Wrong place. Is there any way that you can put some kind of just a normal
Yeah,
private
what I can
parking sign?
suggest is when that happens, if you could call in the front desk and we could put in a sign, like a sign made by us, by Carlotta, just telling them to please not park there. But sometimes it's hard for us to track down whose car it is, and I know there, even if some people, some residents have made their own signs for their spaces, and I don't know how those work very well, but yeah, I don't think people are reading the signs, to be honest. But if you see them, if they're parked, we're more than happy to go and put one of our signs on their car, so you just kind of let them know that.
You have a special sign?
We have some already made at the front desk, so all the guys do is go grab them and go put them on their windshield. Yeah.
Oh, so you just put it on the car?
Yeah.
Is there some way of attaching the sign to the post so the person doesn't park there?
No, we don't have anything like that. Question back there.
Tell you what I had to do, was number one parking spot, right going in those first casitas. Somebody was parking there all the time, especially when we were moving in. We'd have a load, no place to park. So I got the sign from the front desk. I made Xerox copies of it, and I planted about 4 stickers on side windows, front windows, under the windshield wiper, and they stopped parking.
Really make sure they write that sign right. Well, that's a good suggestion. We'll bring some extra ones next time. Yeah, there's another one here.
What time do they clean the pools?
There is no time. Normally they're here really early in the morning, but I've seen them here later in the afternoon. So it depends on their route, how busy it is and stuff. So there's no actual time. Right. So thank you all. See you around. You'll see me moving my truck around.
Well, is there any other questions that we didn't cover? I'm just gonna hold this. On the subject of animals, my closing thought is it's my always the dogs. You guys could probably all say it for me. Your pets are your responsibility. Just like it's kind of like with parking and your guests not parking in assigned parking spots. They're your responsibility. The pet situation does extend to the dog park. Just because you're in the dog park doesn't mean you don't have to pick up after your furry child or furry pet. There is a pet waste receptacle in the dog park, so please utilize that. We've been getting an increase in complaints about forgetful pet owners. So, we ask that you all be responsible pet owners if you are one. So, well, thank you very much for everybody for coming, and we look forward to seeing everybody back in the auditorium at 3. I promise we will get the room set up for bingo. All right. All right, thank you.